Crypto Kid coming at you with another video. This is the vlog that I was telling you I was going to do or try to do. This is my first one, so bear with me. Before I get started, I want to give a shout out to my nephew, Foxy Bra Craighead. Yeah, this child, he is my nephew. He's given me a lot of shout outs to try and get me views, subscribers, and whatnot, and I do appreciate it. It's been a long time coming, but here it is, son. Thank you. And go to his channel, Foxy Bra Craighead. Give him a like, subscribe. He's right around 2,000, if not past 2,000 subscribers. And for an 11-year-old, that's pretty doggone good. I'm proud of him. Keep going. Keep going strong. So, here we are, back in my office. And I kind of wanted to tell you or give you a little rundown about my own encounter. It's happened probably about around, I'm out here in my office, like I said, and where my office is, you gotta kind of have your head on a swivel. My own encounter happened probably about 13, 14 years ago, the first time. It was probably about, no, it was about 12, 13 years ago. It was 2006, probably about around mid to late September, probably about this time of the year. And I went camping on my mom and dad's place. They had quite a bit of land, and I had camped up out on top of the mountain. And to let y'all know, I grew up there, and I spent the majority of my childhood running around in those woods. Sometimes with shoes on, sometimes without shoes on. That's just how I was raised. It's just the way things were. I didn't think nothing about it. And so I wasn't worried about nothing up there. There were occasional sighting of a bear. I'd seen a bobcat up there once or twice. But I wasn't worried too much about that. I was more worried about snakes, ticks. So I had a little 32 automatic with me, my snake pistol. That was it. That and an axe, camp axe. That's the only weapons I had. So I've been up there about 3 days. The third day, night had fell. It was probably about 10 o'clock at night. Sitting around a campfire. I had I had a Coleman lantern I was using to read by. Yes, sir. I was sitting in a camping chair by the fire, the tent behind me, and reading a book. I was loving life. And where I was at, I was on a ridge. And well, I was sitting on the left of me, going down the mountain, my dad's property. And on the other side was another bit of land. It switched hands. I'm not familiar with who owns it now or right then at that time. I don't know the people. But I heard something that I have never heard before in my life. And when I heard it, I'm like, what in the hell was that? Never have I heard anything like that. I've heard bear. I've heard fox. Because I'm here to tell you, a fox can make some spooky noises out in the woods. Owls, they can too. If you've ever heard a bear, have ever been bear hunting, and you've heard it pop its teeth and growl, it's intimidating. I'm here to tell you. If you don't have a high-powered rifle and some dogs in between you and it, you liable to mess your pants. But I have never heard anything like that. Never. And I sat there and I was listening. What was that? What in the hell was that? And thinking now, being back there maybe a year ago, um, trying to pinpoint about where it was at, it was probably about maybe 100 yards from me, maybe. But it was loud, and I'm telling you, loud. And it started out like a growl. Okay, it was a growl. It went into a howl. It went to a scream. I can't mimic it. I've been able to mimic all kinds of noises in my lifetime, but I'll be damned if I could do that. The closest thing I could come to with the growl was an African lion when it starts out in that deep bassy roar. That's the closest I could come to finding a match to what I heard initially. But the howl and the scream, no, no, not even a wolf or a coyote, nothing. And I'm sitting there, like I said, I heard it once and I was listening again. I was like, what in the world? Am I hearing things? You know, I thought maybe it could have been a bear, or it could have been a fox, or a coyote. Then it did it again, and a shiver went up my spine. Now, what I used to do for a living, you run into danger around a corner. You always have to be prepared. Hypervigilance was built into me at that point. Um, I'm 6'1", 260 pounds. I'm not a little fella, and I'm not afraid of much. That sent a chill up my spine. I'm like, what in the world was that? And at that point, I realized I did not know. I had no idea, no earthly clue what that was. And it did it a third time, and I felt it. I know what you're saying to yourself. That's bullshit. But no, I did. I felt it. It was like being next to a bass drum or a subwoofer that's pumping out a lot of bass, and you could feel it in your chest. That's what I felt. It had moved a little bit closer. It was closer to me. And I'm telling you, I had a Jeep Cherokee. I still got that Jeep Cherokee right now. She's my booger wagon. And I love her to death. She got me off that mountain that night. I left my tent. I left everything up there. I come down off that mountain because I didn't. At that point, I knew that whatever this was a hell of a lot bigger than I was, and I didn't want to see it. May make me sound like a puss, but I don't care. You weren't there. That's what happened. It felt like hell. It really did. I jumped in that Jeep and I went home. I did. And I come back the next morning and got my stuff. I didn't leave it up there all. I didn't just abandon it. I did go back and get it, but it was in daylight, and I had a high-powered rifle with me when I did it. You better believe I did. So that's my story. That's what happened to me. But the thing of it is, I did not know what it was. Uh, it wasn't until I want to say 2014. Yeah, about 2014 when I just on a whim, I'm on YouTube, just screwing around and looking up Bigfoot just for shiggles, you know, because at that point I thought I thought Bigfoot was a joke. I really did. I thought Bigfoot was a hoax, a story crazy people talked about. So, and this is coming from a guy who did paranormal research, who hunted ghosts and researched demons and things like that. And yeah, that's what I did in my spare time. That was my hobby. That's what I did. That's a whole different story. But I'm looking at these videos, and I come across Sasquatch Chronicles. Sasquatch Chronicles had a episode on there about a fellow named Ron Moorhead, and he started. He's a man who's behind the Sierra Sounds. And I was listening to that. I'm like, what in the world? That can't be right. No way. And then I heard the Ohio howl. Yeah, that's the closest thing that I've heard recorded to what I heard personally. The closest thing. And when I heard that, I had a chill run up my spine, and it was like I was back there again. It's like, what in the hell? Are you kidding me? Is that what they're saying this is? Is this a Sasquatch? Are you kidding me? Here in Virginia? Bullshit. Nope, nope, no bullshit. That's what it is. That's what it is. And I've been investigating, researching on and off when I can ever since. And here I am, out in the field, boots on the ground, doing it on my own. There's very few people out here who will take up that banner because people, if you admit this to people, if you honestly sit back and admit, hey, I believe Bigfoot exists, I get out here and I hunt for the sucker. You better have your ducks in a row because people have been known to lose their jobs over it. Oh yeah, people look at you like you're crazy. People whose testimony in court is credible enough at the time to convict a murderer and turn right around. Somebody finds out that this individual, the same individual whose testimony in court holds such sway, they find out that this person believes in Bigfoot, their credibility goes out the window. They're done. They're a crackpot. Nah. Right now, I've been blessed and afforded the luxury of being able to sit here in front of God and everybody and say, yep, I do believe. I did have an encounter, and I'm hunting that sucker. I just want to see. I want to see, for real. But that's my story, and I'm sticking to it. You guys have a good one, and I'll catch you on the next one. And y'all be careful out there and be safe.